Hello, friends, and welcome to Wagmi Tarot. These are really strange times when everyone is cautious, and there's also some amount of sadness because there's so many people who are falling sick, there's so much risk, there's so many restrictions, and of course, we are losing people. People are dying all over the world. And that's why I thought that for the week of March 23 to 29, I'll bring out a different reading, tune in to the divine energy, and get some messages from the universe to make sense of what's going on. And I actually got some wonderful messages, and I thought, uh, it's there couldn't be anything better than seeing these messages of hope in times of such calamity, and sadness in the world. And so I got this oracle card, the first card which would identify the energy of this whole week, is called Healing the Past. It is to do with healing. I step into my future with strength and clarity. It's already talking of a future and it's talking of healing. And that's the kind of energy that we have for this week. And I thought when I shuffled out this card, I was like, this is so apt. A literal healing, of course, is needed of the people from this virus. A literal healing with invention of some vaccines, some medicines is definitely needed. But there's a larger healing that is needed in the world. And this card, the Ten of Earth, throws light on what kind of healing uh, the world needs. And so we are living in a very comfortable world, is what this card is telling us. A lot of people, at least, are living in comparative comfort, in relative comfort, in the sense that 50 years ago or 40 years ago, the world was not this easy to navigate, whether it's the internet, whether it's modes of transport, air travel, whether it is the variety of things that we can consume, the variety of experiences that we can get. The world has become more luxurious and there is a lot more to consume, and it's become very convenient to talk to anyone, to go somewhere, to order clothes or food or a service, a spa, anything from the comfort of our houses. And it's not it's not something, probably, that is ideal when we don't think about things. This card tells me about mindless consumption, and that's what I thought was healing the past. Now we are sitting at home, all of us. At least in India, we have a very big lockdown. Trains are not working, local transport will not be plying, things like that are happening. Unprecedented, absolutely unprecedented. And I know that this is also happening in other parts of the world, whether one is sitting in New Delhi or whether one is sitting in New Jersey. Everybody is supposed to be home quarantined. Everybody is supposed to shut their doors, be inside, not meet anyone, not visit anyone. And this is reminding us that in a world of so much luxury and comfort, there were also instances of rising stress, depression, anxiety among the youth, among everyone. And so, what what was this whole run, this whole race uh, for all these material things? This could not, this comfort, these luxuries, this race to have a better job, a higher package, more salary, more qualifications, to earn more, to get that foreign holiday, to get that package, to get that diamond ring, to get that kind of wedding. All of those things have not made human beings very happy, very ecstatic. In fact, older people always often tell us how happy they were even with the with the little means that they had and the smaller pleasures of life. And this healing is about introspection in such times. Uh, it's like it's like someone asking you, okay, you have so much and you are still not very happy, but you're still running after it, but you're still running mindlessly after it. So, what have you accomplished? And what answer do you have? None. It's also saying that you've consumed all the resources of this planet, many resources. You have given yourself everything from crocodile leather bags to fancy fox fur coats or something. And you are still not happy. So what have you accomplished really? And why do you want to move forward mindlessly? This self-imposed isolation, this the imposition of isolation is asking us to think about all those times when we were running behind things. And by running I also mean literal running, right? Like like office commute for work, that can be done from home because now we have the internet. And about corporations not being flexible enough to allow people to work from home even when people needed that time, that week, that month, and corporations being stingy about it. But now everybody has had to resort to work from home and not meet anyone and not drive, not burn fuel, and not cause traffic jams, and just not run and be at home with your children and with your family and do your work. And so, in a sense, the world is saying, you got everything right here. You got everything easily. This is ideal. Less consumption, less people on the roads, less fuel burn through cars, less emissions, less traffic jams. Think about it. Can you go forward into a world where you're more mindful, where you're more mindful of what you are doing and not unmindful, not thoughtless, not robotic about things? I recently heard that because of this imposition of self isolation and self quarantine, a lot of couples in China are asking for divorce because probably they are forced to live together and it's not working out living together, and they were carrying on with the tag of marriage or whatever social institution it is, just for the heck of it. And healing the past, it's all these small incidents, all these things, all these changes that have suddenly come upon us because of this invisible threat, this invisible organism that has brought the human race to its knees, is asking us again and again in every way to rethink our ways, just to be mindful of our lives. How can we remove this anxiety, fear, fear of missing out, jealousy, envy? How can we remove these things from our lives? I see more and more people running towards yoga, meditation, peace of mind, calm, this, that, therapists. A lot many people need these services. A lot many people feel disturbed, and mental health is a global issue. It's also a global epidemic, I should say. And this time alone that all of us have got is asking us to think what is worthwhile and what is not. I remember myself that I used to complain a lot that I don't want to go to this mall or that market or that restaurant because it's too crowded. And now I am really dying to visit a crowded road, a crowded market, a crowded restaurant. I really want to experience having so many people around me. That's also a kind of freedom. And it's beautiful having so many people around me. A lot of people, and before all this, I would agree that India is very densely populated. It's kind of uncomfortable. There's too much crowd on the roads, this, that. But now the but now I want to not complain about it. I want that experience back. It's a kind of freedom for all of us to be together in the world, experience each other, and not complain. I think healing the past, as we move forward from this state of panic and possibly into a time when we get a control over this virus and we are all safer, and probably there's a medicine or something of that sort, that we remember this experience when we go forward. We have already healed ourselves, we've already learned from our mistakes that we've made in the past, so that the human race is new, new in the mind, new and bubbling with new ideas, and maybe has thought about a new way of life, a new, more sustainable way of life. My cards at least are pointing in that direction. That this week, a lot of us will have the chance to think about what wasn't right. So this week, definitely, as time passes, inevitably we are all going towards the future, inevitably. But this week, a lot of us will think about our past and readjust our priorities according to it. Were there things, were there relationships, were there circumstances that you were complaining about and you thought that you would absolutely stifle in them and that they are absolutely bad and you cannot put up with them? Probably you'll have a change of mind. Probably the things that you were running after will start looking a little meaningless. Probably the things that you had ignored will start looking meaningful. And these are the ideas that we have to work with this week as we heal our past. And we are healing our past, as my card says, to step into a new future with strength and clarity. This journey is going to be painful, certainly, and this is not just this one week. Of course, my reading is for this one week, but this whole journey that we are on, especially in this this global fight against this illness, is not going to be easy. It's going to take many lives. It's going to cause disruption in a lot of families. Yeah, it's certainly not going to be what we call happy. There is no way the losses can be converted into happiness. But for those who survive, those of us who survive and get past this experience on this planet, I think we will have all the burden on ourselves to rethink, not only for ourselves but for the world and for others. The very small things that we are doing now, like quarantining ourselves for the sake of others, is going to reflect, maybe going to shape our habits in future. Maybe it will leave us more thoughtful about others than we are only for ourselves. I think this is a week where there is a lot of individual energy and a lot of emphasis on the individual. Healing of the individual, introspection, building health, building confidence, clearing your mind, attaining clarity. And I think strong individuals can make a strong human race. And so I think this week could be foundational in stepping into the future, and it could have a lot of impact on all of us in the way it changes us. So I hope all of us can think about ourselves this week, introspect more, and I hope and pray that all of us not only stay safe, but also get the clarity and strength to move forward in this world with a lot more I'd say clarity again, reformed thought, I will say, so that the world becomes full of hope again. And with this small prayer, I end this reading. I hope you like it. If you like my readings, please subscribe to my channel, and you can always reach out to me for individual readings. My email address is given below, and I again wish all the viewers of Vagmi Tarot a very safe time with your family. Please stay protected, everyone. Bye, and I'll see you next week.